Barry Taylor, you have a message.
Okay. What the heck?
Oh, I have seen it, I don't understand it.
Great news, since the last time we did one of these videos, TikTok is back. So we have a whole bunch of new TikTok food trends for a chef and a normal home cook to review.
Jamie, what's happening here? This guy seems to be pouring on a chemical that looks like salt.
Living salt. I've seen it, I do not understand it.
So this is the trend of living salt. It's like salt, but it's called sodium acetate. It's a type of salt, but it's not your typical sodium chloride. Essentially, this salt can be dissolved in water and reacts when poured, releasing heat and therefore cooking your food. Obviously, it's good for delicate ingredients, fish, maybe some vegetables and that kind of thing. Ever seen anything like this before?
Well, salt baking, yes, but not...
Where you encrust it, yeah, maybe some egg white, some salt and bake it in.
the oven.
Intense, keeps the flavour in. But not something that gives off its own heat.
Do you want to give it a go?
Yeah.
How?
So we managed to get our hands on some sodium acetate.
Trihydrate for making hot ice or industrial applications. Hot ice, that's kind of what it looks like.
So quick disclaimer, in the TikTok video, it says that we want to heat up equal amounts of the sodium acetate with water, heat it up to 117 degrees for about 5 minutes, and then cool it. When our sodium acetate arrived on the packet, it gives a very different ratio, 100 grams to 25 ml of water. So a little bit of background, this is a creation from a Spanish chef, Michelin star restaurant in southern Spain, and he uses it to cook fish. Obviously, it comes with a great theatrical element to it as well. So imagine doing that at the table.
Is it table size? That's very cool.
Wouldn't that be great? I think it's been re-sparked because obviously it has that kind of theatrical reaction.
Yeah.
When you see it happening, it provokes that kind of, oh, how is that? So I think it's been brought back round again. One of the really interesting things is that instead of using water, how about using other flavoured liquids? What about using a stock or a juice or something like that? So you're actually adding flavour into it as well.
Caramelisation is another exothermic reaction. Whenever you're making caramel, that's why you need the bowl of ice water next to it, because actually once it starts to caramelise, that very process gives off heat, so it just continues to go.
It's not residual, it's bigger than residual.
It's continuing to give off.
So what we're looking for is, you like this, Barry, an exothermic reaction. Should heat up.
What does that mean?
Hot.
Outside hot gives out heat.
Outward.
Which should rise up to 60 degrees, but then cools very quickly.
Which is why a thin piece of fish
So
would work.
You're barely cooking it, are you? You're just like...
Fish proteins cook
warming
at
it.
that temperature.
Yeah.
5 minutes of simmering, so that needs to go into a jug and let that cool down by at least 20 degrees. Ideally, it goes down to 5 degrees.
Okay.
Now, lucky for you boys, here's one we made earlier. So as it cools down, we need to be really careful not to agitate it.
Why?
Because it will crystallise.
Okay.
It does sound
Have you had problems?
We are definitely not filming this for the second time 3 weeks after the initial time we tried to make it.
Did not work the first time.
It is very specific about it being a clean jug. I was careful of that.
Into the fridge?
Into the fridge and bring back here's one Jamie made earlier. This one might work.
That one might work.
One is still cold
Right.
and looks liquidy.
Another I'm gonna commit.
is warm.
Commit.
Stop, I'm gonna commit. I'm gonna pour it over here.
It's not doing the thing, Jamie. It's not. Oh no, it is doing the thing.
It's doing the thing.
You've only done one of those.
I've only done one because I've just.
Look at it! It's taken 3 weeks.
Science wins!
I mean, 3 weeks is only because you went on holiday.
I did. That is true. That is true.
It's warm.
That's just warm. That's just warmed our fish, I believe. I can't have cooked it.
And I think, honestly, there's parts of it that are quite warm, but because it's also very thin, it cools really quickly, I would say. Yeah, I mean, that's now not giving any more, so we might as well stop the process.
That's completely raw there.
It's warm. It's like you've left it out in the sun. It has, if you nibble on that side.
No. That's been left in the airing cupboard for a little bit.
It's February, but if we were filming this in, say, June, and you left it outside the terrace, you'd have a better result.
Yeah. You are warmer.
I think the video and watching the TikTok video gets that, whoa, fascinating thing. Then we did that, whoa, it's working, fascinating thing. It just didn't work. One best to watch unless you actually know what you're doing and have a limitless supply of sodium acetate.
Well, boys, the living salt trend, is this a trend that you're going to be following fast, or are you just going to scroll past?
I think I'm scrolling past this
I
one.
really wanted to follow, but I am scrolling past.
It does work. I've seen it work. We've seen it work, just not for us.
Let's move on to the next one, and a different haircut. Barry, you have a text.
Do I? I've seen this before, and I'm excited.
A butterboard.
A butterboard.
Ebbers, it's not a butterboard, because butterboards are so 2022.
It's a buttercream board.
It's a buttercream board.
I get this. It's like...
It's a deconstructed cake. I mean, we've been deconstructing things in kitchens and calling them new trends for decades, so why not another one?
Do you want to make one?
Yeah.
So giving you some buttercream, pre-made, I know, sorry. But there's also a selection of fun stuff that you can decorate your buttercream board with. We've got some popcorn, we've got some sprinkles, we've got some homemade cookies from Natalie on the team. There's also some cantuccini, because Kush knew you were going to be in this video, Baz.
Well done.
Knock yourselves out.
Very nice.
So yeah, I think the butterboards went viral a few years ago because it's so customizable, different flavors of butter, you can dip as much or as little as you want into it, you can have lots of different things, it's quite easy to make it look good as well. And the buttercream board takes that a step further and adds a sweet element to it.
Jay, as you know, I love to host, and my get out of jail free card every time is a charcuterie board. For the same reason, different people like different things and they can pick and choose and take as much or as little as they want.
Do you think you would amp up one of your parties with a buttercream board?
I would.
Yeah.
You've got kids.
Let's think, for a kids' party, this is so much better than a cake.
But it's also got to give you sections. You compartmentalise your board.
Oh, this is wonderfully satisfying.
So the original butter creation is credited to chef Joshua McFadden, who published a guide in his book, 6 Seasons. The butter boards and buttercream boards have now become hits in cafes and restaurants around the world.
A couple of Florentines. I'll be honest, if I was designing a grazing board of buttercreamness, I wouldn't have picked all the items to be the same colour. But well done, Jay. I think you've done a great job. I think what you need is a bit more vibrancy to it. But we've come a cropper to your colour blindness again. More brown. This was a bit like when we manscaped your fridge at home. It was one of those things where people on the internet, and TikTok especially, make it look fabulous, and then we give it a go in about 34 seconds, and this is what happens.
We're getting into the brown now, we've embraced the brown.
Yeah, embrace the brown. Well, the other thing about these trends, and they are, you're right, beautiful to look at if they're done properly, but usually from like top down.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure ours looks any better from that way than it does from that way, or that way, or that way.
No.
I feel like in future, if I was to do another one, I would add more fruit to it. Blueberries and berries at the right time of year, chunks of apple and pear and plum and nectarine and those kind of stone fruits in the summer. And then you can make it more vibrant. Otherwise, it's always just going to be a bit brown.
Do a bit of fun. Wrong scenario right here.
Yeah, obviously.
I get it.
Charcuterie board into your butter board, into your buttercream board.
No, not for adults.
You could just board the whole day. Well, boys, buttercream boards. Is this a trend you're going to follow fast? Or are you just going to scroll past?
I think it's a one-hit wonder, and I think I've hit it.
Following, not fast. Okay, I've got one more in me.
Well, I've got 2 more in me, so shall we?
Yeah.
Right then, Baz, you have a message.
Okay.
This coffee doesn't contain any coffee beans, but it is made with another bean.
That coffee doesn't contain any coffee
and you
beans.
wouldn't know
Made with
it.
another
All
bean,
you need is a bag
chickpea.
of dried chickpeas or garbanzo beans.
Oh,
Toss it to a skillet
okay.
or a pan on a high,
I
medium
think I've
heat
seen
and
something-
roast
I think I've seen this
until
before.
It's nice and golden brown. Then you could brew it however
Dark-
you like to
so a
brew
dark
coffee. I'm gonna be
roast
using my
of
AeroPress.
dried
Just gonna
chickpeas
toss
give you
in
something
about
that does
a
look
tablespoon,
like
throw in enough water to make a cup of coffee.
Very-
and
Coffee
boom.
powder.
I have a black coffee.
Fine
that's
coffee.
Really good. If you want to add some
No caffeine in it,
a
which
is not
tablespoon of
coffee.
No, big
powder
chunk
is
of
going
it.
to give you about 14
Cocoa
to
powder to make it
15
taste
Okay.
nice.
caffeine.
Ho, ho,
Not
ho.
just coffee, but it's more than a decaf coffee.
So yeah, this is a caffeine-free alternative to coffee. By using chickpeas, I think this is actually part of a larger trend that we're starting to see at the moment, where companies are starting to create coffee-style drinks without using coffee beans. The environmental impact of the coffee making process, the cost of it. There are so many other ways to make coffee-style drinks without using coffee beans.
Jamie, I hear you, but you've done a very important thing there. Added the hyphen style, which this does not. It is a coffee style drink. It is not a coffee.
It's a coffee style drink. I'm still
hot beverage that's dark that you might brew that way and possibly add milk to.
I'm worried we're about to make hot, watery hummus.
There is a chance that we might make hot, watery hummus. do you want to see where we get to?
Yeah, try it. So we've got some previously roasted, toasted, quite dark, dried chickpeas.
So we saw the guy in the video doing it with, he was like sauteing the chickpeas. Also seen other creators who are roasting them in an oven. The important thing is just to get them as dark a roast as you would like.
Okay.
And I guess like coffee, the level of your roast is a very personal preference.
Yeah.
Ready? Oh my goodness, smell that.
So this isn't a new thing. Supposedly chickpeas were used to make a coffee-style drink back in the First World War in Germany because they couldn't get their hands on any coffee beans.
Same as the chicory.
Yeah.
It's giving almost Biscoff vibes.
Oh yeah, I get that.
And the Japanese kanako, which is roasted soya bean powder, which is great on desserts and things. Well, we should also address you can't grow coffee in the UK, but chickpeas and fava beans are great for fixing nitrates back into soils. Good for farmers as well.
Give that a stir and chuck your...
Ooh, it's a bit porridgey at the bottom.
Oh, it's sludgy.
Yeah. Right, well that's that. Stirred.
Chuck the lid on the top.
Seal in the heat.
Leave that for a minute or two. Oh, I feel like you're having to push that down really hard.
Should I?
No, not when you're using coffee. It's not usually that hard. It's clumped.
It's clumpy.
It's clumped. We've got bargey mix at the bottom here. I think we're about to make a little bit of mess, but what happens if you just do it this way?
Actually, you just straight away, look how thick that is.
So thick it's not going through there either.
Wow.
It's creamy, inverted commas, before adding any dairy. I mean, that's what you're left with, which is a very different product to coffee grounds, which, you know, condense into a puck. And you throw away if it's espresso vibes, otherwise just the dredge at the bottom of the cafetiere. Are you trying this one or am I or this one?
Look at the scummy marks down the side.
Ooh, no. Ooh, it's claggy.
Oh dear.
It's bitter.
It is bitter.
It's giving the coffee bitterness.
And you have the colour of coffee-ish.
Well, if you've put, yeah, we could have got a darker roast for sure. This smells nicer than that tastes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right, it has the bitterness. It could do a little bit of sugar.
I put a little bit of cocoa powder in it now, which is also clumped because cocoa is hydrophobic. Is that better for you, Baz? Try again.
Where am I?
No, I mean, don't forget, it's not...
It's even more bitter.
Yeah, there's no sugar in it.
Actually, at the end, I'm left with chickpea. I'm getting the flavours now with the help of the cocoa powder of more chickpea.
I'm fascinated by it because alternatives to what has always just been is important for all the reasons you mentioned. It doesn't do it for me. I love the smell of freshly roast and brewed coffee. I love the taste of it, and it has a caffeine kick. This doesn't smell very good, doesn't taste very good, and doesn't have the caffeine kick. So I am struggling with it, but I would be interested to try products that haven't been DIY'd.
Yes.
Because there are some on the market that must be good.
Yeah, there's people now doing things with other beans or fruits or peels or pips, that kind of thing. And whether people are using that for environmental reasons, for money reasons, or medical reasons because they can't have the caffeine that coffee gives them, I think there's a bright future for it. Whether or not it's something you can or should do at home is probably a different question.
Very good point.
Is it a trend you're going to follow fast or just scroll past?
It's another one I'm scrolling past, Jay. Not the best day so
Not
far.
a good day scrolling.
Have you got one more?
One more up my sleeve.
Back in time?
All right, Baz, you have a message.
Jay? Yeah. I've seen this one and I don't want to show Bennett.
I have seen this before. I got to this stage of the video and then I think I gave up with it. Does he blend it into a sauce? I can't remember. Yeah, it's splendid. It's very gloopy, isn't it? Very bready.
Very bready.
Boys, this is the trend of pizza soup. Mixing a ready-made pizza with water, cooking it all out, throwing in some herbs or anything else that you have, blending it up into a beautiful, gorgeous Italian soup.
I kind of don't hate this because I hate those particular frozen pizzas, and I think they might be better off in any other form than a pizza.
I mean, if you were to make a classic Italian soup, minestrone or whatever, they've got pasta, they've got beans in there as a carb. This has got bread in. Obviously, you don't blend those smooth, but you could.
Yeah.
Many soups are often served with croutons on top, and they go a little bit soggy on the spoon. So I'm not against it. I just think that it all boils down to the quality of the pizza you start with.
Well, don't worry. I'm sure this man has sorted us right out.
Should we give this one a go?
Well, I mean, yeah. How would I normally make a delicious soup? You start with the base. This has already got
base.
one. It's got a base. It's got a tomato base. I don't know if there's, I don't know whatever in it. But then you add stock. Well, we're just going to add water, and all of the seasoning is already on and in this. A little bit of meat, which is great when it's blended up. The cheese for richness, the sourness. There's not much body to this. The body comes from bread, which is going to make quite a gloopy soup, I think. But then, you've got to put almond and basil on the end of it.
Delicious.
It'll make anything taste good.
Bread soups have been around for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And you can imagine how much this has split opinions in the comments from people saying, Michael should have been arrested. He should never be allowed to set foot in Italy again. To other people saying, actually, there's nothing about this that won't work. So as we saw in the video, we're gonna take our pizza, pop it in a pan, pour over some boiling water, let that cook for a few minutes, cut it up, little bits and pieces. Then we can add in some Parmesan, some basil, any other herbs that you want. Give it a blend, got a beautiful pizza soup.
Why are you cutting it into pizza slices still?
Yeah, it feels right. It feels like it's the thing to do. I'd be interested now to look at the nutritionals on the label on the back of the pizza, because we've only added water and we're going to blend it, and that'll give you the nutrition. Like, I wonder nutritionally, I always think of soups as pretty balanced, healthy things, and now we've done this, I'm less convinced.
You could chuck a load of greens as well as the basil, and put some spinach and so on there to give it a bit more of a...
Yeah, a pack of frozen peas could go in. It's smelling tomatoey and rich. It needs the freshness of basil. Ironic going from one pan to another. It'll be easier to blend it in that pan. All of that, stalks and all.
Nice.
So boys, there is your pepperoni pizza soup.
It's very gloopy, isn't it?
That is unlike any other soup I've ever had. It's, it's not gloop, it's really floury.
What it tastes like is something that's trying to be pepperoni pizza.
Right.
You know, like a instant noodle pot that says it's like a pepperoni pizza, or a packet of crisps that says it's a pepperoni pizza.
Yeah.
It's trying to be it, but not hitting it.
You would never believe it actually was a pepperoni pizza.
Yeah. Before I tasted it and went, that's not very nice, what I was going to say was, if we gave you the pizza, you'd have demolished that whole pizza.
I would have.
1,000 calories. And yet, I think once you make it into soup, that's definitely 2 portions, and you wouldn't demolish the whole lot. So you've controlled the amount of calories you're going to consume by turning it into soup.
Tasting it, it tastes like something's missing for me.
It tastes like you've added too much.
It tastes more.
So I think it doesn't have the depth of flavour that you'd want from a soup that's had a good stock in it or something like that.
Like, the point of soup is it's supposed to be nutritious, delicious, and affordable. And it's not nutritious, it's not delicious, and suddenly this isn't affordable. So it's failed on all 3 counts.
Well, boys, pizza soup. Is that a trend that we're going to follow fast or just scroll past?
It's not been your strongest day, Jay. I'm scrolling past.
Well, over to you in the comments. Let us know, what did you think of those TikTok food trends? And if you have any more suggestions for us, keep commenting them down below.